Hey there, we are talking today about bad habits because I got to tell you, I'm a little bit worried. I am as excited as you are for everything that's opened up for all of us, and I hope that you are up to actually working on the things that you've been putting off. Yet, I'm traveling this past week, and I saw a bunch of family and friends, and a bunch of extended family and extended friends, and I saw one thing that kind of has me wondering, and I'm wondering if something like that is going on for you, is that what's up with the drinking people? A lot of drinking, a lot more drinking. I did so much designated driving, I started asking people for ratings like I was their Uber driver. Um, and I wondered if for you to, given that if I imagine you coped as best you could since the pandemic hit, but now that we're out of it, maybe you were eating too much, or maybe you were drinking too much, or if there was something going on with work where you could kind of get away with slacking off a little bit, taking advantage a little bit about that from with that working from home, or just something that because you weren't able to do things, you put them off really responsibly, yet now that you can, you're still not doing that. I've noticed that a little bit with people, so I want to talk with you about any costly habits that you might have adapted as a way to cope your best, do really well during the pandemic, but now come on, we're starting to experience the freedom. What's going on if you haven't let go of them yet? And I love the coincidence timing with Ed Sheeran just put out a single Bad Habits, and that really actually listening to that inspired me. Because another thing that in hearing about his decision to put that out, I don't know if you know his music or not, but he decided to do something really different, and he was a little scared. He said, "They don't know this music. They don't understand this music, and so I'm not sure if I should put out a dance tune." But he said, "Look, I want to be going out in clubs, and I imagine everybody else does too in London. So I'm going to go out on a limb and take a leap and do something really brave, and maybe they won't like it." So I kind of felt like, in terms of for me sharing this with you today, I feel like I want to turn up the heat a little bit. And I know, as a life fulfillment guide, as your potential mentor, I know that it's up to me to lift people up and inspire them. But really, I want to kind of do a little bit of that. Come on, people, let's go. So I'm going to take a bit of a risk today, just in terms of having you wake up a little bit, because I want whatever you've been thinking about having in your life, I want to help you and support you in achieving that. So, if you notice and you know very clearly what the habits are, it's okay. I want you to first of all take a breath, and we're going to forgive ourselves whatever happened for you. I put on the COVID-19, it's okay. I did my best. I want you to take a look in your area, and if there's anything that you've been dragging your feet about working on, turning it around, I want you to know that there are three things you need to do. Only three things. So I want you to have that one thing in mind, whether it's you put on some weight or you've been procrastinating and starting something. All you have to do is three things. First of all, you have to choose it, that you're going to let go of this habit. You're going to stop it. You're going to eliminate it. And maybe for now it feels kind of scary because you don't know if you can do it all at once. It's okay, but I want you to go big. I want you to choose that you're going to get rid of it. And the great news is you don't have to overwhelm yourself into feeling like you can't do it. You're going to start small, but I want you to shoot for the big, because that's the way that we make the big stuff happen. The second thing is I want you to develop the alternate behavior. What's going to be your replacement behavior? You've heard about this before when people have decided, so I'm going to stop eating the candy bars. Well, that leaves you with a void and a vacuum, and so it doesn't tell me what to do. Really important. I want you to come up with an alternate behavior that doesn't cost you anything, that you can put into place right away, because you want to set yourself up to win anytime you're looking to change a behavior, particularly a bad habit you've had for a while. You want to make sure that you make it easier for yourself. So when you stop doing something, so you stop giving yourself whatever it was that that habit did, whether it was, when people are eating too much and they put on too much weight, it's not that you're just eating for hunger, or you're eating, naturally for the value of food. It's when it goes beyond, right? You're eating because you're mad, or you're eating because you're depressed. What we want to do is we're going to be taking away that reward, that satisfaction, the function that that extra food was serving you. And you're going to be left with nothing. And that was just never a recipe for success. So you want to make sure that you have that built in ahead of time, way ahead of time. And the third thing is that I want you to look to create support in your life right now. So this is really cool. I'm deciding to do this sort of the Friday. So if you're listening to me live, the Friday before a holiday weekend. So wouldn't it be great? And I'm going to challenge you that if there's something going on that you're still listening because you can relate to what I'm talking about, I want you to decide to take 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You can start now or do it as soon as I finish up in a few minutes and say, look, I'm about to head into a great holiday weekend, lots of really good stuff happening. I don't want to be dealing with this stuff. I don't want to be dealing with work or life goals, Lee. What I challenge you to do is spend 5 or 10 minutes before you head into all that celebrating, all that fun that I hope you're going to have. And that includes my Canada buddies too. I know yesterday was Canada Day, but I hope for you that you're taking the whole weekend and making it a North America freedom celebration. What would it be like for you if right now you took 5, 10 minutes and said, this is the thing that I have that I've been doing since COVID, and I did it to cope, but I want more for myself. I want you to take a look at those 3 steps I told you and just write down an outline of what that looks like for you. So it could be, you write down, I choose this. I choose to cut down smoking from 2 packs a day to 1 pack. That sort of thing. The second thing, and I want you to write it down, bigger letters as possible. I choose this. If you have to slap it up on a piece of paper on your wall, this is only going to take you 5 or 10 minutes. And with that, you're going to put a date on it. So how wouldn't it be cool if you said that you set yourself up, because this is sort of a parallel to your life, that you get to have all the fun you want in life. You get to celebrate, and you also get to be responsible, which means taking a look at costly habits and letting them go. So you could say, hey, look, I'm going to choose to start this on, and I want you to pick a date, whether it's Monday or Tuesday, but I want you to write a date because that's your best friend. A deadline is your best friend. Okay, I can do whatever I want to do, feel free, and then I know when I'm going to start. Because when you have sort of a vagueness, a lack of clarity, that sets you up for failure. Because you give yourself the option out, right? Well, maybe I could start at Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, August, September, 2022, never. No, I want you to pick a date. And that deadline, if it doesn't feel right now to you because there's a part of you going, I don't want to do this, you wouldn't have been listening to me and you wouldn't have been thinking about this habit the way I know you have for a while now if you didn't know that it really is in your best interest to do something about it. So that's step 2. So step 3, no, that's still step 1. I want you to choose it and be specific about what it is that you're choosing to let go of with a deadline. Step 2 is what's that alternate replacement behavior. So if you're going to ask of yourself, I'm not going to smoke 2 packs, I'm going to smoke 1 pack. You got 20 cigarettes in you for the day, but there's still going to be times, right, when you're going to be jonesing for that more. Or you're going to be around a fair amount of decent food this weekend. What's going to happen on Tuesday when you say, okay, no more of the donuts, no more of the half and half and sugar in my coffee? Well, I don't want you to do that. I want you to write down what you are going to do, what you are going to have, what you are going to fill your body with to support yourself, to be really healthy. Because what does that do to? It gives you, just like the deadline, it lets you know exactly what to do. I'm going to go buy broccoli. I'm going to go buy low-fat half and half. I'm going to put something else in my food. That sort of thing, you get it. And then the third part, this is really important. Have you been trying ever in your life, and this isn't just with letting go of a habit, but also if you're just trying to create something like a goal and you haven't been able to. If you've been doing it all on your own, I want to tell you that basically that is probably one of the biggest things that's been holding you back. So I want you to ask yourself the question, and you're doing this right now, 5-10 minutes. Maybe you already started. Maybe you're doing it as soon as I wrap up. But I want you to ask yourself, who in my life can I look to? First of all, I want you to let them know that you're going to be doing this. Give them a heads up. I'm going to be needing you in my life. I'm there for you. I'm going to be needing you. And I want you to make sure that in the rough moments, because there are going to be some, if you're asking yourself to do something kind of hard, they're going to be the moments. They're going to be the cravings. They're going to be the ways of sort of going back, even after a couple of days of success. That's going to be your go-to. And also with that question, number 3, if you don't have anybody who you think about in your immediate life, the people you go to for other stuff, that's okay. I want you to think of the people you already know. Maybe it's somebody new who you know has done something like this before. Maybe they're not your best buddy, but they're someone who you know has been through the struggle and has come out the other side, who's been successful. Maybe they're even doing it right now. You could buddy up with somebody who's choosing to let go of a costly habit and have them ready to go now, just like that alternate replacement behavior. You want to have them in advance so they're not surprised by your phone call. And also, if it's something that after you've asked that question, number three, you're saying, hey, there really isn't anybody. I'm kind of surrounded by people that are kind of being, not in action in making their lives more fulfilling they could be. That's okay. Then that's the time I want you to think about, are you reading about things that will support you? Are you reading, are you following people who are inspirational? Do you have a therapist? Do you have a coach? This may be the time, if you don't have that person in your life to help lift you up, that may be the time. Now may be the time for you to consider hiring somebody, because it's a big piece of what I do and what other inspirational leaders do. We help you along the way. Because if you really want more, and that's why I'm talking with you about this, that's why, yeah, I want to give you a little bit of a slap. Come on, why not? Why aren't you doing it now? Not from a place of being hard on you, but from a place of caring about you. Because I know you've probably been having a conversation in your head. So I want to leave you with one final thought. If you are continuing to do this, what is it costing you? Is it costing you your health, whether that's physical or emotional? Is it costing you stress? Is it costing you that you're not making enough money to pay the bills? Or you're making enough, but you're not going after more that could let you save for retirement or acquire that other thing that you would like to have, because you just don't have the energy or the time to go out and make that more. Or maybe it's something like your self-respect. If you're having a conversation with yourself as you've been listening, or as you go for that whatever it is that's not a great habit, what are you telling yourself? Are you talking to yourself in a way that's kind of mean? The part of you that actually knows that you're capable of more and you're not doing it. I want more for you, and I know you want more for you. So if you were to put this into action, what would it be like for you? What kind of conversation could you have with yourself that said, I wanted more and I went after it, and I knew that bad habits are one of the biggest things that keeps us from living that level 10 life, 10 out of 10 that I know you're capable of. So best of luck with this. If you have any questions, get in touch with me. You can reach me at leodeskulke.com.